Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode. Happy Tuesday, guys. Thank you guys for being here. It looks like we don't have much going on. So, of course, as usual, I found some drama. I found something we could discuss for a little bit. We'll see how that goes. There was an announcement of a couple of third-party figures that I want to get into as well that look really, really, really nice. And then we'll see what comes up as we get on with the show. But let's see who's in here real quickly. We got Lucho in the house. How are you, my friend? Let's go find some real color. This guy, he's always, every time he's in here, it's a pep talk. Unreal. It's like, yeah, guys, yeah. Oh my God. High five, Lucho. High five. Thank you for being here, my friend. We got Carter reviews in the house. How are you, my friend? Galilei, what the hell is that? Galilei, this guy. Unreal. Oh, I get it now. I get it. That's why I was like, Galilei. Now I get it. I think you want this one. Where is he? Yeah, this one. I got it. Thank you for being here, my friend. How are you? Happy Tuesday. Tony, my friend, welcome. How are you? I feel like I haven't seen you in a few weeks. Where have you been? Let's see who else is in here. We got Bobo in the house. Bobo! What up, Feist and Heads? Feist and Heads. This guy. Guys, yes, please don't forget, hit that like button before you forget. I appreciate it. Carlito in the house. Carlito, guess what? The only reason why I knew that was you today was because of the your thumbnail. You have the same one on your Facebook. And I was like, that's got to be him. So I knew right away. That's why I messaged you. Thank you for being here, my friend. Daniel in the house. How are you, my friend? Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for being here. We got Howard is back. Been a long time, Howard. Hello, veteran. Hello. You will love what I have coming next. What is it? Is it? All I want to know is this. I don't need to know what the item is, what the character is, whatever. All I need to know is this. Number one, is it premium? Number two, does it stand up by itself? Those are the only two things that I want to know. If those two are perfect, then it doesn't matter what it is. Here's some Korean for you guys. This guy. Joker J in the house. How are you, my friend? Welcome. Thank you for being here tonight. Happy Tuesday. Yes, DID Maverick as well. We're going to get into all those figures too. We got Harold in the house. How are you, my friend? Plastic junkies. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Let's see. We got Harold already. We got Rudy in the house. How are you, my friend? Just listen for a bit while I run some errands. Thank you for being here, my friend. Always appreciate your views. And then we have oh man. We got Harold says, selfish. The most selfish guy in the world right there. Harold, as you guys can see. See? I asked him, I said, can you please share your boba? He's like, you're reading it. Nope. Unreal. Some friends I have in this hobby. Unbelievable. So what's going on, guys? Anything going on in the community that I don't know about? I feel like that should be a segment. What can you guys tell me about what's going on at the moment? So, all right, so this is what I want to get into real quickly. I didn't even set up. Unbelievable. So apparently there is a review out there. I haven't seen it. But they're talking about the LED not being or the USB lightsaber not being bright enough. Is that what I'm understanding? Again, I didn't see it. I don't know. I did see a picture though. I don't remember where, but it looked very dim. What I want to understand is we got the Thor in the house. How are you, my friend? Welcome. Thank you for being here tonight. Howard, where's Howard and Chewy? And Black Chrysanthemum too. So my thing is, my question to you guys is, I never use my lightsabers, right? I never turn them on. I don't even know if, they could all be broken as far as I know right now, regarding the LED function or the light up function. So I don't even know if they light up. I never really try them. You know what I mean? I never put the batteries in, especially in the arms, where you're like supposed to put the never, right? So I don't really know how bright they are, with the batteries, or how bright they are, what the difference is in brightness, when you compare them, battery to the LED, not the LED, I keep saying LED, the USB lightsaber. So I don't know, that's why I don't know what to expect. That's why I'm asking you guys, like, what the issue is. Apparently it's an issue, right? Everybody was, not everybody, a lot of people were complaining, and apparently it's because of the brightness. So again, to me, I've never turned them on. I don't use them. Even when the figure is holding the lightsaber, I don't turn them on. I don't even know if they work because I never try any of them. So for those who do, for those of you guys who do, tell me what, and the ones who saw the video, tell me what the issue is, please. What is it that you guys don't like or upset about? What is it that you would have liked changed? What is it that you would have liked, different? I don't know what you guys expected with the switch up from batteries to, to the USB. Again, I don't use them, so that when they said, "Oh, USB," I don't care. I'm not going to turn it on anyway. Where are you going to put all these wires? So that's why I never cared for that stuff. I know people use those, the CFLs, I believe. And they have them in the details lit up all the time, and they have them, hooked up to remotes and stuff that I've seen, which is awesome, right? But apparently the problem with those is they get hot and really hot apparently, and that could be a problem. So I never bought a single one of those because, again, I don't care for that stuff. I remember when they were coming out, they were very cool, very popular. But now apparently you got these. And so again, let me know in the chat, guys, what it is that the problem, with the brightness is, because again, I don't know what you guys expected. I don't know if it's brighter or dimmer than the battery one. So for those who saw the video, please let me know, because again, I don't know. We got Napoleon, give me your Napoleon, give me your tots. Chris, my friend, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for being here tonight. So tell me, guys, don't leave me hanging. Don't leave me hanging right now, because this is the first time I asked you guys for your opinions. You always listen to mine. I would like to listen to yours for once. Okay. So, here we go. Carlito, awesome. Thank you. I think most collectors were disappointed that the lightsabers didn't get brighter with the USB upgrade. Gotcha. Same LED, just USB. I hear you. So is it the same exact brightness as a battery powered one? And if that's the case, why would you guys want that brighter? You know what I mean? Like, I get it, right? It just looks cooler. It just, it stands out more. It pops more. I get it. But is it really that important, like, for the display? Are you really going to have it on? And I don't mean this for you personally. I mean, like, for you guys. Are you really going to have it on? Are you really going to, is it going to be on 24/7? Do you really need it on? Do you really need it that much brighter? Again, I don't know what the differences are, so I don't, it could be a big difference where I could be like, oh, I get it. So is it, is the brightness that important? Do you guys keep it on, keep them on, keep the lightsabers on all the time? Carlito says, I come in there like oh, okay, no, the Thor. Yes. So do you keep yours on? Do you use on? Do you keep yours on? Do you use yours? Do you leave them on the whole time? In the case. How do you have yours on? Yes, he's like. Faz. I just felt people automatically thought that it was going to be brighter. I never thought it was going to be brighter. It's about That's what I mean. That's what I would assume, right? That's what I would expect. I thought that the only reason why they were changing from batteries was because of whatever law was going on that you couldn't ship batteries anymore, blah blah blah. So I thought that was the reason behind them changing to the USB, right? Which I'm all for it. I don't mind. I don't care for those batteries. It's easier to plug something in than have to unscrew the little, get a screwdriver, unscrew the little Phillips head screw, then remove the plate, then put the batteries in, fight to get the batteries in because they're not, sometimes it takes forever to put them in depending on how small they are. So that's why I was all for it. But I personally never, thought that, again, because I don't turn them on anyway, I never thought, this is going to mean more power. This is going to mean, brighter lightsabers. That never crossed my mind because why? That means that they're going to have to add more power to their lightsabers. For what reason? They've been working perfectly fine. Nobody has ever complained about the brightness before, right? About anything. I never heard a complaint about the lightsaber brightness ever. Not once, right? Not once, which is why when CFL came out, everybody was like, oh my God, this is good because they were super bright. Right. So again, nobody had ever complained about them until CFLs came out. And then that's what started that bright, hype, I guess. Because those were the brightest ones and still are the brightest ones out right now, on the market if you were to get one. So I get that. Right. I get that. But clearly, as we know, those aren't practical. They get very hot. That could be a problem. So, if you're going to use them, you're going to put them on for, picture, whatever, a little bit, and then you got to shut it off. So why would anybody, spend their money? And a lot of people did when they were first out, which, was a cool thing. Everybody wanted it. It was cool, blah, blah, blah. And then people started realizing what the issues were over time and they stopped. But again, it's just the same exact mechanism that they're using for the lightsabers. It's just a different type of connection, right? So that's why when I heard that people were complaining about it, I was like, I wonder why. Because I don't know what the difference would have been, from a battery powered to a USB powered. But again, I wouldn't expect them to change anything. We already know how Hot Toys is when it comes to changing anything. You know what I mean? It's usually the same stuff reused, right? It's very rare. I mean, unless it's very necessary for that product for them to change something, right? So I know that. I know that, because of being around so long, right? But so I never expect them to just start changing up things just because, unless they make a big deal about it and tell us about it. When we see that they're doing something new, any type of innovation, any type of new little thing that they come up with for the figures, that is the first thing they announce, right? Newly developed, blah. Newly styled, blah. They let us know immediately. So if they don't tell you, right? If they didn't tell us from the beginning, newly developed LED USB connector, plug, brighter than ever, like iPhone does. iPhone, the most powerful iPhone every year. It's the most powerful iPhone ever made. But so that's my thing, I don't expect them to do anything unless they announce it, unless they make a big deal out of it, because they have to, right? Or else if they don't, I know that nothing's new, because they're not just going to give you something new and not throw it in your face and let you know, hey, by the way, Before you talk smack about us, this is what we're doing, right? And at the end of the day, you guys know they don't care about what we say about them. They'll fix whatever it is if it's such a big deal. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. So and big example, like we talked about plenty, was the 2099 Spider-Man. People hated that body, that really, really crappy looking, Marvel Legend body. And we spoke. Nobody pre-ordered. I'm not saying nobody literally, but not many, pre-ordered that thing at all. Me being one of them, and that's what happened. That's what happened. They had to change the product because guess what? It's either change it. We have to listen to the customer, or we make no money. What happened? They changed the product, or they were making no money. And this is why I tell you guys, always be yourself. Always be yourself, because you're trying to please everybody, you're going to please no one. What happened when they switched the body? People who didn't like it before, some maybe, no, it's got a suit on now, it's a little bit better. Some are like, absolute. I was one of the ones that it went from bad to worse, right? I didn't like all those joints, but those joints were there for a purpose, right? It was for the insane articulation of the figure to be able to do those poses that were from the movie. So that's why I always tell you guys, I never complain about what Hot Toys does themselves, in the sense of, what they pick body wise, what they pick, clothing wise, because they know best. We don't know anything. We could say, oh, why didn't they do this? But you're not the owner of the company. They are, right? So they know best. They know their product more than we know their product. The thing is, we buy their product. So we are picky about their product, but they know what they do, or else we wouldn't be buying from them. They would be buying from us. So that's why I always, when there's something new, you better believe it's going to be in your face. They have to tell you that it's they're developing something new for that reason. Let me see what you guys are saying real quickly. From what I've seen, the look no different from the. Okay, so same thing. At least we don't need to worry about batteries, but a little brighter would have. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I like I said, I get it. I get the when, like I said, the CFL ones came out, those things were like super bright. Like people would put them, like dim the lights or like shut the lights, and all you see was that, light up the whole room. Which again, it's cool. I get it. I get it. But it's like, that's a custom thing. Somebody made that. It's not like part of like a toy, right? So and it makes sense, because think about it. It gets very hot. So if Hot Toys were to make something like that, it would be a huge problem for them, because God forbid something lights on fire because of those bright, CFLs, and there's a huge lawsuit right there. So that's why they don't bother, and that's why they avoid giving you all this extra power in the what do you call it, in their electronics, to avoid any issues, which I understand, right? I understand, which is why I didn't think that brightness of a lightsaber would be a thing. I understand it, but I never thought it would cause like such an issue in the community regarding, one figure, because I believe this is the first one, if I'm not mistaken. So, in my opinion, it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't think it's a problem for the figure to have a regular standard, lightsaber. But you know how people are. They love to complain. I definitely expect a USB powered brighter. Like, I'm not an electric. I thought you were, Bob. Oh man. The Thor says, no, I don't use them because batteries. Yep. Yeah, those batteries last you like literally minutes. I remember having my Moon Knight, put the batteries in for the picture. Literally, as soon as I took it out, I put the batteries in, boom, 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 started taking my pictures. They were almost gone by the time I finished, making taking my pictures, taking my little videos, almost gone. Like, it was minutes, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then already like super, super dim. So yeah, 100%. House has a good point, Faz. I forget the better. Yeah, no, that's that's what I thought. I didn't think that they were making USB powered stuff out of our benefit. Absolutely not. it's I feel like it's more costly, cost effective for them to make us, give us more technology, which is what that is, right? It's easier for them to just give us a battery. Here's your battery in a little separate package, boom, done. Or now they're doing their own little batteries and putting them in. But um that's way easier than having to develop, a wire for this thing, and and I need now a port for the whether it's the male end to go in or the female, whatever, all that stuff. Way more complicated than just here's your battery. So that's why I'm like, they're probably doing it for a huge reason, which would make sense. If I can't ship something to a certain country because there are rules and laws regarding something that's in my product, at least let's just say, um you think I'm going to just say, all right, forget that country, let me just not send, not get money from there anymore, let me just take that loss and then just focus on the ones that allow batteries? What? Absolutely not happening. So that's why I thought they developed that, because of that, to make sure that they don't lose out on that territory wherever they, I'm guessing it was Australia, that they don't lose out on all that money, because that's a lot of money over there. We see how much people order from pop culture, even though we get them, at a discount from there, they sell a lot, and so they wouldn't miss out on all that money. So that's why I thought they were doing that. I didn't think it was just for fun. Hot Toys has no reason to give us anything new if it's not necessary, if it's not needed, if it's not warranted by the figure or the character or whatever. So that's what happens. Rudy says button sales are annoying in the day. Yep, exactly. So that's why, that's another reason, forget the laws. The batteries also very, very crappy batteries, die immediately. So it's like, all right, let's give them a USB, because it'll be better for the figure overall. Another thing, how long is that? And I mentioned that in one of the videos, a while ago. How long is these wires that they're giving us? They're not long at all. Max 6 inches, and I don't even think it's 6. It might be even 3, or maybe 6 inches, something like that. Very, very short wires, very, very tiny, short USB, something like this. Let me show you guys real quick if I have one here. Of course, I don't have one here. But very, very small, very, very small wires, something like this. And I think this is even too big, right? Something like this. This is the micro USB. And so what they give you, it's even smaller than this, or maybe the same size. I don't know. So that's more money out of their pocket instead of batteries. So I know they're not doing that for us. That's what I'm saying. That's not, Hot Toys isn't going, oh yeah, we got to give our amazing customers. No. Absolutely not. It's the same lamp bulb inside. Yeah, I got you. All right, so that makes sense. Gambit, my friend, how are you? Welcome. They wouldn't complain about the brightness because no one would use those guys. Well, I'm one of them. I never turned them on, so I never knew. That's funny. Mr. Mom in the house. He says USB was just to replace the batteries. Hot Toys never said they were reinventing the actual. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I don't see why people. Exactly. If Hot Toys doesn't say it, they didn't do it. They're not going to throw in little things, little improvements to new figures and not tell you about it. Never in a million years, because they have to boast about it. They have to throw it in our face to let us know that it's happening. So that's one more thing that we could praise the company on or about. So 100%. So they're not going to do it if they're not going to do anything if they don't tell us about it. This guy, he's backwards today. Mr. Mom. Joker says, I still don't have so I'll be a minute before anything with USB. Wait, where are you getting your Doc Ock from? Sideshow? Why are you not having it? I feel like it's been so long in your face. No, it's true, they do. You better believe they're gonna throw that in your face. Absolutely. Bob said, it's really not a big deal, but we're paying for these electronics. Absolutely. Inside the figure for what? Does she like nobody will? Yep. Exactly. Well, that's how they make the money. Absolutely. They charge you more, right? They have to charge you more for a figure with electronics in it, common sense, right? You're not going to get, you're not they can't charge you for a, John Wick, right? And charge you the same price for a, Grand Inquisitor, when obviously the Grand Inquisitor has technology in the body, right? So that's why we have to pay more for this. But what Bobby's saying makes 100%. It's like, what's the point then? Why are we overpaying for something that's useless? Essentially, which to me it is, because I just posed my figures with holding the lightsabers, and that's even sometimes. Sometimes I just have them with the hilts because I'm like, what's the point? You know, but it makes sense. And what's the point? But that's part of their innovation and them updating figures, upgrading things. TK, how are you? Welcome. Good opportunity to make small improvement that would have done wonders. Yeah, exactly. It's cheap as usual. 100%. 100%. And that's Hot Toys. That is Hot Toys. They're not going to give you anything for nothing. And anything that they do give you, they're going to tell you. They have to tell you. They have to tell us, because it's like they need to let us know why we're paying extra for this figure, whatever the figure is, right? So it makes sense. Now I'm going to spend money. So that's another thing, right? So, which that I don't think that's a big deal, because it's not like the lightsaber. So I'm going to give you an example, like something with InArt too, right? With their bases, how people are buying double bases for them. But so in your case, right, a lightsaber, you're looking for the lightsaber to do something different, right? We already, like, it was established already, because again, I wouldn't know because I never turned one on. So it's been established in the conversation in the chat that nothing was changed. So you already knew from the past, and I don't mean you personally, I mean, like whoever's buying this in general. You already knew in the past that how bright they are, right? How bright they've always been. It's always been the same, right? I'm going to assume that you talking to you, TK, personally have own figures with lightsabers, right? So I'm just going to assume that, because obviously it's a problem that now you expected this one specifically. And I think another issue is the fact that it's a Sith and it's a red lightsaber. I think because the fact that those are more badass looking, in my opinion, it's kind of like painful. It's like, oh man, I want this thing to pop. I want it to stand out. I want it to shine. And it's not. So you buying this lightsaber, this aftermarket lightsaber, right? I feel like that's for your own purpose. That's not because the lightsaber of the figure doesn't work properly, or it should have been one thing and it's not, right? That's what I mean. So you're doing that because you want to do that for the figure, to make your figure look that much better, right? It's an upgrade that you personally want to do. You choose to do that, not because the lightsaber doesn't work properly. It works the same exact way as any previous lightsaber has worked, regarding specifically the brightness, the brightness of the LED, right? So that's established, right? So you're doing this for your own satisfaction. Now, InArt people are buying second things, second bases, other bases, using other companies' bases for their product. So now we cannot say, because this comment, TK, could go turn that way and be like, well, look, people are buying lightsabers too because of, if people are going to say that InArt is this and Hot Toys is this, and that's why people, that's why I want to make that very clear, because it's not the same case whatsoever, right? And that's what I want to point out very, very clearly. So by you having the InArt figure with a useless base, right? The base doesn't work at all. It's useless, right? It does not prop up the figure like it should. Figure doesn't stand like it should. And again, I'm not blaming the base, because I told you guys what I think it is. It's the body of the figure, not the base. The base is very strong. The magnets are very strong. So I personally don't think it's the base, but the problem, everybody seems to think it's the base. So let's say it's the base. So now you have to get, by law, you have to get a different base for the in-art product because their base does not work for their product. That's a huge difference. Then my lightsaber works like it should, but I want it to be brighter. Therefore, I'm going to get something else. That's a huge difference. And that's what I wanted to make clear. Because I don't want people to say, oh, well, Hot Toys is crap because now I have to buy a new lightsaber because the other one's not bright enough. Yeah, it's not bright enough, but it's not supposed to be brighter because every previous lightsaber before Grand Inquisitor has been the same exact brightness. So it's not that Hot Toys did anything wrong. That's just they're actually, keeping the same exact product, right? Let's say the lightsabers are a product. So every single lightsaber has been the exact same thing. Uniformity with the product, right? They keep everything uniform. Everything's the same exact thing. So we're not complaining that this specific lightsaber is bad. It was not done correctly. It wasn't, it was a mistake, that there's a malfunction. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I want to point out, because it's none of those things. It's the same exact brightness that you have for every other lightsaber. It's just people expected something else. Now that's their fault for expecting something else, right? Again, if Hot Toys doesn't mention it, you're not getting it. Period. It's not going to be a surprise. Like, you're going to open your figure. Oh my God, they added they're going to throw it in your face that they're adding this to the figure, again, because they're going to charge you for that. They're not throwing anything in for free ever. So that's what goes on. So they're going to tell you, this is newly developed, and then there's your price. Boom. This is why it's newly developed. This is why this is priced at this price point, because it's, we just told you why, because this is newly developed. So that's the game. Can't ship batteries. Yeah, I figured it was Australia. Batteries and the USB is the same amount of effort to make. Well, no, not necessarily. The difference, I believe, is the molds. And yes, well, no, I would assume. I mean, you would obviously, being an electrical engineer, would know more about this. But what I'm saying is, it's easier for Hot Toys as a company to put in their product already, pre-packaged batteries. So, for example, as a company, Hot Toys buys 10 trillion of these things, and from a company, obviously, Hot Toys doesn't make batteries, so it's easier as a company, right, to buy $1 billion worth of this, or $1 million worth of this, or whatever the hell the amount that they use, right, from obviously a battery company, in wholesale, right? So then they could separately take them out of the packages and put them in their product. That, to me, is easier than having to newly develop a whole new figure, right? And add electronics to the new figure, and find, cool spots and spots where it's not so obvious that there's a hole there for a plug. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what it takes to make a battery. I have no idea. So I don't think making a battery is, I don't know if making a battery is easier or more difficult than making this Grand Inquisitor body, but that's not what I meant. I meant it's easier as a company to purchase the batteries from a company, right, at wholesale, and then use that bulk in my product, and just, like they do, separately put, their 3 batteries, 4 batteries, 10 batteries, 20 batteries, whatever batteries the product needs. But that's what I meant. I don't mean like physically, actually making batteries. I don't know anything about that. But that's a good point. Joker just said, I'm going to draw amazing lightsabers on the lenses of a pair of glasses that you must wear to view my glasses. Can you imagine? That's crazy. Exactly, Fab. The battery powered lighter functions are useless. Even though it isn't as bright as some would like it, it went from a useless feature to a usable one. Yeah, so that makes sense, right? So it's just, now it's easier, at least, if you have that luxury of having, or are you planning on getting a longer USB? Because I can guarantee you the one they give us is not long at all. Like, it's the most useless wire in the world. So, people are probably going to get longer wires, which you could get on Amazon for dirt. If it's a micro USB, I don't know if they're using the C type for this or the micro USB. Whatever it is, if you're planning on using it, you're going to have to buy, other things. You're going to have maybe a power, one of those power banks, or a longer wire, something, right? But it's just to modify your display. It's not because anything's necessary, 24 and only 4 likes, guys. Please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Unreal. Unbelievable. You guys, so selfish all the time. So, the most selfish viewers in the world.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Oh my God. You guys are the worst. The worst. Unbelievable. 4 likes. You guys, unreal. You know how much that hurts? You know how much that hurts my heart? You know what? I'm going to become a fan of this company.
The strands for the...
They're going to call me, because of you guys, they're going to call me the inert veteran. Like William said, everybody's an inert veteran right now. The Thor says, maybe inert will make a brighter LED for glued characters. I doubt it. Unless they announce it, it's not coming. Once they announce it, then they're doing it. But if they don't announce it, they're not making nothing. I would expect that, though, paying that much more for a figure just because of the gluing, Oh, the Thor. Love the trolling. Oh my God. The Thor and the laser catches glue on fire. Oh my God. The only time I remember Hot Toys doing something without telling the community is mysterious. Yes, correct. I remember that conversation. I remember telling you guys, again, I was on other streams when that was going on. But I remember telling you guys that head sculpt is coming 100%. Everybody was like, no, it's not. And then boom, out of nowhere, was just added. I remember that day like it was yesterday, because it was the only time that Hot Toys did that. Absolutely 100%. Yep. Yes. SS. Has anybody gotten theirs already, though? I feel like people have, though, right? They already did their video, their first review or first look or whatever they call it. So what is taking so long? I don't understand. They just did the video for the blue and gray Batman today, I believe. I got the notification. So I don't know what the hell's going on. That's annoying. I think electronics have to be rated and approved. Absolutely. Yep. No, they do. Everything has to have like a stamp, and everything has to be approved. Absolutely. 100%. They had to give people something to get them to buy this egghead. Look, wasn't for the. I mean, I feel like he was a cool character on the show. I feel like his look is appealing. Having the alien look. I would have bought this figure, not knowing what it was from. If I hadn't watched the show and I would have, seen it, I would have said, "Oh, this is cool." So I don't think they had to do that. I mean, I get what you're saying, but because of who he is, and not only who he is, but what he looks like, I think that's what makes him appealing. Right now, you know what he looks like to me? Do you guys remember the movie Powder? That's what I think of when I see his face. Joker. Red light emits a shorter wavelength, so it needs more energy to look brighter. Oh, look at you, Mr. Science. Mr. Science. Well, he has spoken. Ah, man, Mr. Science. Someone will hack the power module and replace. Yeah, I mean that. How hardcore are you to be doing something like that? You know what I mean? That'd be, if it's simple, I feel like everybody's going to do it. You know, wait until somebody does it, puts it on YouTube, and then everybody will do it. If it's easy enough, I feel like enough people will do it. You know. If you plug me into the wall, oh man, by law, SJC, welcome, welcome. Long time, I feel like. Haven't been here in a while, huh? Oh, I bought Hot Toys bases for the Trinity. I don't trust those bases. Oh my God. See, so that's what I mean. So that's why I wanted to make that clear and point that out, because I don't want people to say, oh, you know, Hot Toys it's crap because of this. Absolutely not. And I'm not saying that, you know, again, I will tell you I'm the first one to tell you if Hot Toys does something that's crap. But, you know, people get that confused, you know? So that's why I don't know. I don't let that stuff slide, because you got to make things clear from the get-go, because, you know, that's how rumors spread, and then that's how, you know, people talking smack spreads, and it's just so unnecessary. Nefty, my friend, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for being here. Tony, I said hello to you like 2 hours ago. How are you? Where have you been? Where have you been all night? You know, Peter, back to formula. This guy, he said back to formula. Ah, man. So some cat that bought this thing and he saw the point of using a function like search. Yeah. We I think it's well, there's only one review that I heard was up, but I don't know whose it was. I just heard, oh, did you see the review? Blah blah blah. And I was like, no. Howard Chan got talking USB. He's like, I'm out. Oh my God, unbelievable. Mr. Mob says, realistically, is Hot Toys, if Hot Toys was willing to update the lighting to be truly brighter, it would cause absolutely 100. That's my point. And collectives most likely would complain about at 100%. That's what I'm telling you. They will never do anything without telling you, because they have to tell you that we updated this, we upgraded this. This is the price. So you can't say, oh, well, our figures are, you know, 280. Why is this 295? Why is this, you know, 350? Why is this, you know, that's why they're going to always let you know to justify the money, the price of whatever it is. Black Tom Cruise, how are you? What are you saying? Sorry, Fabs, I had to start cutting back on Hot Toys. My coach has upped the of women. I have to purchase them. What the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about? It says, my coach has upped the OF women. I have to purchase a month, but it should change. This guy, unbelievable. Unbelievable. I got my dog months from the set. Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. I thought people did. So why not you, Joker J? That's what I'm asking. I thought people did already. Grand Cruiser belongs to Star Trek. Star Trek. This guy. I watched the reruns. Oh, I got you. Okay, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. It's nice to see you here, though. It's more interactive. Space Uncle Hester. Yeah, no, I think he looks cool. I mean, completely different than on the Clone Wars. I did see that. I don't know how they went from that to this, which is crazy, but I don't mind it. On Carter says MRC Regan has his view on side show. Oh, okay. So yeah, so that's what it is. Fabs, you got to do a review of the UFC server with Neil Diamond song. Turn on your heart. Playing for a sec. But yeah, so you know, I wanted to get into this because, like I said, I didn't see an issue. because I never, saw or read the day we're doing anything new, I didn't expect anything new. And, they didn't even add anything special edition to this, anything deluxe to this. So, that's another reason why I didn't even bother getting it yet, because I know this is not going anywhere. This is not going to sell out. So, I mean, I hope, but as far as I, the market as of for a while now, this is not going anywhere. So, that's why I don't think it's such a special piece. I mean, I love how it looks, but I don't think it's so special. Because I think they made a ton. That's why they didn't even bother making, anything exclusive about it, anything special about it. But still decent figure, very, very nice. I can't wait to get mine. But what are you gonna do? It looks really, really good. What is he saying now? My coach is making me sleep with women to strengthen my mind. This guy, my coach. Oh my god, this guy with different women. Oh my god, this guy. I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about. I think I get it. Hot Toys Nightmare, welcome. Hey everyone, waiting on Hot Toys for the Bats. Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with that Batman. I don't know what's taking so long either. It was delayed. Something else was delayed too recently. I got an email saying, "Oh, it's delayed." I was like, I forgot what it was. David, welcome. Another MIA. Where have you been? Where have you been all my life? Unbelievable. Welcome, my friend. So we have some action in the third-party world. So they made a Matthew McConaughey Interstellar figure, right? Some third party did. I think they're charging something like, it was like stupid money. I don't know if it was something like $600 or $500 or $700, but it was some ridiculous amount of money. Very basic figure. So I guess Premier Toys came out with the female version of that. The female of that movie. As you can see, her name was Dr. Brand, I believe. Here it is, Dr. Brand. So it looks decent. It looks cool. I know Lucho is collecting all these astronauts, which I was planning on doing as well. That's why I started off with the three. For those who don't know, I forget the name of the movie, The Wandering Earth, by Dem Toys. So I got all those guys, those black dressed astronauts, and I was going to start with that. I started with those. I have all those three. But then I started looking at these, and I'm like, are they going to be really good quality? No, we know what third party's about. So I was like, is it really worth the money to get into these things that are going to be crappy in the collection? So I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to bother. And as you can see here, look, head sculpt is being updated. So for those who are complaining about the head sculpt, saying, oh, it doesn't look good, blah, 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 they're letting you know, don't freak out. It's not the final product. So please give us a chance with the figure, right? Obviously, we know Premier Toys makes, decent. I feel like they're a little bit less than Toys Era, right? Just a little bit, not by much. A little cheaper is what I mean by less. But very basic figure. I don't even know how much it's going for. But anybody interested in this astronaut line? Anybody like the astronauts at all? Let me know in the chat. Star Trek, Tron, Dave Filoni. Well, all right. The Thor. So I give this figure as is right now, specifically right here, this shot. I give this figure a good 6. It's not terrible. Even right now, it's not terrible. I don't know. I feel like the suit, because of the fact that it's Premier Toys, that's what's like throwing me off, Toys Era has been super, very quiet. My Premier Toys Mars Rescue didn't cost $700. No. So no. So it's not that one. There is a no, because you're talking about the Matt Damon one. Matt Damon, right? That's the one you're talking about. What I'm talking about is the Matthew McConaughey, the one from Interstellar, right? The actual movie where she was in. They made some third party company came out of nowhere, made it, but it was very expensive, and so my assumption is that somebody made it, I guess, to go with that one, or Premier Toys is giving you this one first, and then maybe making Matthew McConaughey also. We have to wait and see. That's what I'm going to assume, that they're going to make them both. But again, we'll see. Just saying, no, Fabs. It looks good, but there's someone coming out. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, whoever's buying a ton right now is crying. I like, as you guys have noticed, I haven't gotten a third party in God knows how long. Just because it's like, what's the point? Oh, my bad. No, it's all right. I was just because I don't know the name of the company that I'm talking about. That's the problem. It was just some like one time, figure that this company made. First time ever I'm seeing that company. So I didn't remember. I didn't remember the name. And by good, I meant decent. Nothing mind blowing. Yeah. It's not bad. But yeah, so I would love a nice collection of astronauts. I missed out on, but Uncarded actually is getting a few, and he pointed out, he sent me a picture of one specifically. I forget the name. Virtual Toys, the Tom Cruise one, when he's wearing all black. That looks beautiful. That one looks really nice, but I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it either. But that one looks really cool. Uncle Carter says it was shiny toys. It wasn't shiny toys. And then, guys, I wanted to get into the action. But let me see. Before I forget, I always forget something. I always want to tell you guys something and then I forget. Let me see. Before I start. So we talked about this before, right? And so Mr. Hold on. So here we go. So if you guys remember, we spoke on this before, but Mr. Ralph posted again in the group again. And he says, anyone else's paint job look like this? Tell me I am being too picky. I think Mike did tell him he was being too picky. Oh my God. And so this happened. So he posted again. Remember, we talked about this, I think it was last week or the week before. So Ralph is back at it again, I guess, to see if there's more, traction on the new post. And then we got, these are some more pictures of it. So again, how can you justify this coming out of a warehouse? Who knows? No idea. I don't get it. Again, anybody paying for, for these things as expensive as they are to be okay with this? Never, ever in a million years, ever. Like, absolutely not. Why would you spend double pretty much the amount of a Hot Toy vehicle on a product that's less than a third of everything about it? Can't say that the electronics for anything Jazz Inc. is better than anything Hot Toys. You can't say that any material from Jazz Inc. is better than anything Hot Toys. What I think the issue is that, and this is Mike's thing with Jazz Inc., is that he understands that they're a smaller company, right? It's very obvious that it's a smaller company. The issue is that And we've talked about this before. They need a certain amount of volume to make a certain amount of money and blah, blah, blah. Like we got all that. But if that's the case, then put in the work into the vehicles that we're spending so much money on. It's just that simple, right? It's just that simple. We're paying you a premium price for a half-ass product that doesn't even like. I would understand if like you have that, like for example, the BVS vehicle tires, right? The vehicle's fine. The tires got flat. They got flat, but the vehicle looks perfect. I would swallow that more than my vehicle looks entirely like crap. And sorry, so that's why I don't understand any justification regarding, any product, anybody's product. Even if it's $100, you're still paying for a product. You're still paying for something to be good, for something to be what was offered, for something to be, functional. Whatever you charge, that's what you're charging. Fine. Right? We can't tell you what to charge us. So you decided your price. Perfect. We're paying for it. Give us what we're paying for. It's just that simple. And again, I'm talking as if I'm buying. I'm not. I stopped buying. But for you guys who are still buying and spending your money and wasting your money on this stuff, right? Is it worth it for you? It must be, because you're spending your money, you're wasting your money on this stuff, right? But to justify it, that's another issue, right? You could spend, that's why I tell you guys, you could spend your money on whatever. You could waste your money on, you could throw your money away. That doesn't matter, right? Because that doesn't affect anything. The issue is what you get in return for that money. What you get, what you're putting that money into, are you getting that out of it? And I can tell you, I never got anything out of putting my money into Jazz Inc. Any of those products. Nothing. Even the Vulture, and even with the Vulture, what makes the Vulture is the wings. They made the best wings. They made the biggest wings. They made the longest wings. They made the wider wings. I bought the Toys Era Vulture as well. The only reason was, obviously I'm not using two spread eagle wings. So I don't know if you guys can see, it's behind me right here. I needed it for the head sculpt. Like I told you guys I was going to get it for, because the Jazz Inc. one didn't have a head sculpt at the time. So, which, nobody needed one, which is perfectly fine. So I knew that if somebody else made it, specifically Hot Toys, I was going to get it to display the head sculpt. And, I got the Toys Era for the head sculpt. I am getting the Hot Toys one as well when it comes out for the head sculpt. It's going to be better than this. And we are getting a head sculpt for it. Don't ever think that we're not. Just because they just keep showing us the helmeted, head on it, doesn't mean that we're not getting a head sculpt. We're 100% getting a head sculpt for it. So like I said, I'm still getting it. That thing's going to be probably, between like $375 and like $400, but it's going to be gorgeous. Guaranteed. Let me see what you guys are saying real quickly. Where am I? Oh, here you are. Dan makes me worried about mine. I have a few payments that, well, that's the thing. It's a gamble. And I think that's what Mike means when he says, I know, because he says it. He says, I know who I'm buying from. So I think that when he says that, he means that he understands that he's not going to get, the best of the best, right? Which is understandable. He's already mentally prepared to spend, $1,500, $1,700, $1,800, $2,000 on a product, knowingly that he's not going to get perfection, right? So he's okay with that. That's why he says what he says, right? So he's perfectly fine. But there's a lot of people who are not. I'm being one, me being one of them. I know there's a ton of you guys out there as well, and there's a ton of you guys as well on Mike's side, right? Which is, there's no problem. But for me, the reason why it bothers me that much is because $1,500, $1,600, $1,800, $2,000 is not a little bit of money. It's a lot of money that you're spending on a vehicle that looks like crap. Why would I want to spend $2,000 on something that I know is going to come out looking like crap? Why? That's my issue. That's my issue. Right? Not that they're a big company, not that they're, no, I get it. We get it. We all get it. We know that that they're powered by collectors. We know that, that they're very, very involved with the community. They're in the groups. Yos is in the groups, not just his group, he's in other groups, right? You gotta be aware of what goes on and what's talked about, right? So and I tell you guys all the time, he does a lot of good things. Very, very smart. It's just the execution and that price, because give us this product, give us this stuff, charge it, price it accordingly, charge us properly. No problem. This right here, looking like this, all of that, look at that, all of that, $500 vehicle. I'll take it all day for $500. 2,000? Absolutely not. Now this is unacceptable for dressing. That's in the paint, not the. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. It's crazy. So that's what I'm saying. How does anybody justify this? You can't. You can't. And so what happens then? A replacement, or you're not getting a refund. So it's either partial replacement or a partial refund or a replacement. Those are your two options, because those are the only two options I got. Right? There was no, well, if you want to send it back, which I wasn't gonna anyway. So if that would have been an option, I would have never sent it back. Which is why I kept it how it is, just to be over it. Because like I told you guys already, I told you guys plenty that I was already mentally out. I was done with the company. I was already like, I couldn't wait for my 66 to come in to be done. Which is why when it came in and I saw what it was, I was done. I wasn't gonna wait another 2 months to be, still attached to the company. No, that's how over it I was. And I had somebody in here, I forget who it was. It was that random, page that came in that one time, that random channel, saying, well, why didn't you just take the replacement instead of complaining? Because I didn't want to, right? I didn't want it. I was already done. I was done. When you're done and you're like, fuck it. Done. That was me. So I didn't want it. I didn't want a new one. I wanted just to be over with the experience. That was it. 100%. That was it. Shining Toys are, that's it. Yeah, that's a nice one. That's a good one. This one's nice too. That one's my favorite, the VTS one. Shamwell's got this guy Shamwell. Fast, you have things like he was overworked and was this guy, unbelievable. Forgot to wear gloves. Cheeto dust costs more. Cheeto dust. The thing is that in the beginning, they were unique. Once jazzing became mainstream, yep, absolutely. That was one of the things that had them, very, very, what do you call it? They were very underground, right? They were very, like, not well known at all. Like, if you found them, you're like, oh, they're making cool, and that's what keeps them alive. I tell you guys all the time, what keeps them alive is the things that they're doing that not really anybody else is doing. These Star Wars vehicles that everybody loves. That is very smart. That is a very smart market to get in, because he's making a killing with these vehicles, making a lot of money with these little vehicles, right? They're 1/6 scale, but they're, tiny little things. So very smart. How many people love that stuff? Tons. People buy this left and right. He wouldn't be alive right now, open as a business, if he wasn't doing cool stuff, right? It's cool stuff. Everything that he makes is cool stuff. It's just not executed properly, and that's the issue. Imagine you paid $1,000 for something and I spent $1,000 on the same thing. No, it's crazy. It hurts. 100% it hurts. Big time. If you're still making revisions after the first batch shipped, you're selling on absolutely, absolutely, 100% to the early adopters. That's fine, but be more transparent. Absolutely, 100%, because I feel like they use that first batch as their like testing phase to see what they need to tweak and what they need to change, if anything. They start getting those reports immediately from those people who make videos or whatever, and then or just people who get them at home and then they unbox them and, oh, this is messed up, and then they start seeing the pictures, the comments, and the posts on what's going on with the vehicle, and then that's why that's why they do that. But they should tell people, if or even give them a discount. If you want first batch, it backfires though, because you're going to be the first one with the item, right? Oh, you get the boast, you get to do pictures, but then there's a downside. It's like, well, you could get the most messed up one too, So is it worth it? He should say something. Be like, whoever is okay with getting the first batch, just be aware that there may be issues that we need to fix, right? Let them know exactly what you're saying. Be honest. Just be straightforward. Let them know. If there's any issues, we'll gladly fix them. We'll correct them. We'll pay for your shipping back to us, so we could, send you a new one or fix the issue, whatever. Let the people know. It's very simple. The problem is when you say that to this community, because there's so many unhinged people in it, that it'll be a disaster for him. That's why I'm assuming that's why he doesn't do that. I'm assuming, right? Or he could just not say anything, hoping that there's tons of people who just say, "Oh, it's okay. I'll keep it. It's not a big deal. I love the vehicle. I've always wanted this vehicle. It's not a big deal. I'll keep it. I'll have it somewhere where, only I could see it." People justify these things just to avoid an issue as well. So that's what I'm saying. You have the extreme one way and you got the extreme the other way. People don't like, there's tons of people who don't like making, big deal about things or a problem about things. So they just keep their mouth shut. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's not a big deal. I don't want to bother. I don't want to make a problem, because that's what they think. They think that you're creating a problem. No, you're getting what you're paying for. It's not a problem. So that happens. There's acceptable and unacceptable. This is unacceptable. My point has been that he's a small company doing things most want. You're essentially a commissioner from an independent. Yep, exactly. 100%. 100%. And he stands by his product, but yes, credit. Yep, exactly. And that's another good thing that he does. It's not like he just says, oh, yours just came out messed up. See ya. That's your problem. No, he doesn't ever. That's the thing. So he does have a lot of good things going on, and I always tell you guys that. But it's just, what is the issue with these vehicles leaving the warehouse looking like this? It blows my mind. It blows my mind. For 100 plus, these need to be absolutely. Are you crazy? There should be zero excuses for anything regarding that price. If Hot Toys gave you this for that price, you guys would scream. There would be no other conversations in any group besides that. But this is cool. Payton, welcome, my friend. You made it. How are you? Happy Tuesday. Thank you for being here. You made it. Uh-oh, you better get Mako. Remember that commercial? My God, I haven't heard that in so long. And this is that's another slap in the face. That's what I'm saying. I thought that the licensing that he was making such a big deal about was going to change, the quality. Because my thing was, man, we can't go too crazy with these vehicles because, this is an underground thing and this is unlicensed. I could get in trouble. So they can't be, I can't go all out with these, blah, blah, blah. Let me keep the prices a little bit lower because, it's unlike. Nope. He went licensed, went more expensive and more crap. Can you imagine? Oh, unreal. Real. Normally we love to get first batch. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Anybody would be like, oh, absolutely. Jazz Inc., I'll take first batch. Again, to boast, I got it first. I can make my video first. I could take my pictures first. I could post in the groups first. That's the benefit of getting first batch from anything. But in this case, and exactly what you said, in art, you get the first batch, you get the worst batch, and from there is when they start tweaking the issues. That sucks. Sucks. Typically, we'll pay people will pay more for artist proofs, test shots, so he could easily do a test batch to get them out into the community and send them feedback. That's true too, but I think it's probably more of a headache that way. That's why he's doing it the easy way. Get the product out, and whatever's messed up. Like I said, I can guarantee you, he knows that there are people out there who don't like to make a fuss about it, and that's why he does that, because there are people who don't bother. Even they could get a crappy one and they don't bother. 100%. I owe like 500 left on my 89 Batmobile, and I'm second bat. Ooh, and I do admit I'm concerned. Won't lie. We'll see. Yeah, hopefully it's cool, but it's scary. It's scary, all that money. But I mean, again, the good thing is that even if it comes out messed up, you could get a new one, right? So you don't have to worry about it. And that is a good thing and a relief regarding Jazz Inc., right? With InArt, though, it's up to whoever you got it from to go, deal with them, because they already said you're not dealing with us directly. You're dealing with whoever you bought it from. So make sure you get it from somebody who's good, because then you're going to be dealing with that. And then, guys, last but not least, we got some more pictures. So here is I guess it's the top for something. I don't know if it's the BVS or I don't know what it is, but as you can see, look at that. I don't know if this is tape. I don't know what the hell this is, but it's really bad. Here it is again. Really, really bad. Really, really bad. More scratches, more. Again, I don't know what this is. It looks like somebody ripped off a piece of tape off of it. Look at that, both sides. It looks like the cockpit top from the BVS vehicle. Here's more scratches. Here's more. It looks like where the tape is. See, right here. Crazy, right? And then here's more right here. Again, I don't know what this is supposed to be, but it's like these really weird, like dark black spots on the door, on the cockpit door of the BVS. Look at that. Crazy, right? Crazy. How? Again, now this is licensed, because when I got it, it was right before it was licensed. So, or I think it got licensed during, whatever it was, because it was there was a pre-licensing price and a post-licensing price. I got it pre-licensing price, but I think it was licensed. But again, should have never been like. And this is years after, right? I've had my vehicle for years already. So if he's still making these now, why is this happening? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't. I can't make sense out of any of this. So it's just crazy. It's just really, 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 really crazy. Really, really insane. I would never be, satisfied or okay with this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I could never, ever be like, oh yeah, it's cool. Like, I'll keep it. No. If I could fix it myself, I would do it. I would try to do it first. Obviously, paint stuff you can't fix unless you know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing, so I would never try. But if it was something that I could fix, I would do it myself, no problem. And then, if I can't do it, then I'll reach out to them and say, hey, by the way, I can't do this, or, this happened, blah, blah, blah. And then that's it. But it's a problem. It's a huge, huge, huge issue. Crazy. I just don't understand. I don't understand how this happens. And again, another reason why I got out when I got out, because I saw the pattern and it wasn't getting better. right? It wasn't getting better. My BVS, I love my BVS deluxe Batmobile from uh BVS though. And when I got it, I was like, even when I got it, and I was very happy with it. I love that thing. Even when I got it, I was like, this is how much this thing is. It felt crappy. It felt cheap. It didn't feel like a $2,000 or $1,200 or whatever the hell it was. It didn't feel like that. It didn't feel like that at all. The reason why I gave him a second chance after the Vulture was because the Vulture again was decent. You know, it was like, oh, it's a cool figure, and it was a figure. You know, it's not a vehicle, so you can't even compare. But I was like, that was a cool thing that they made. I was like, let me. Oh, the vehicle, cool. Why not? So I bought the vehicle, and again, that was my first reaction. I opened that thing, and I was like, wow. I was like, this is so cheap. It feels cheap. It just this doesn't feel like it was almost $2,000 like by any means. And then when I got the 66, I was like, I'm good. I was like, that's it. And again, after the BVS, I was already done. But as soon as I got that, I was like, I'm 100% justified. And this is why I wanted to get out, because it's not worth it. It's not worth it to put all that money in. For what? For what? The good thing is that they have value, right? Resale value, right? So once they sell out, you want one, go on eBay. You'll find one. They're expensive. I don't know who's buying that stuff at this point with this market, with this economy, but they're more expensive, right? So you can, if you decide to sell it, you can make money back on it, which is again a good thing because they're limited. You don't see them often for sale, so that's a plus. Another plus, not that they're just all negative. They have many pluses as well, but that's the thing. That's the thing. That is what happens, and it just I don't get it. Carlito says, I got so much hate from someone in the community when I voiced my issues with the Justice Mobile a couple years ago. Most of them didn't even own one to talk. That's what happens. That's what happens. That's what happened. A lot of people are very nosy. They don't mind their own business. They like to just talk smack like they know anything. But you have that everywhere. You have people defending people blindly for no reason, without knowing anything, right? You have that with YouTubers, right? We know that. You have that with people in groups, as you can see. We know that. So that's an issue. But the problem with those people is that these people aren't spending the money. They're just talking smack. They're talking crap, right? To look cool in the community. Oh, I'm defending. I'm standing up for somebody. The hell out of here. Carlos, my friend, welcome. Thank you for being here. Happy Saturday. Where are my empanadas? Stop being selfish. Is that supposed to this guy? Is that supposed to be that? Yeah, you have to pay extra for battle damage. Don't forget that. So if this is 1,500, it's going to cost you 2,000 to do this to it. That. You want battle damage? That'll cost you 2,000. Can you imagine? Unbelievable. Dave, how are you? Welcome. Dave Jezik, Asmus for vehicle. Yeah, very true. Very true. And it's crazy too that you mentioned Asmus. Asmus is such a good company. They've been around for years, just making, I know them from the Devil May Cry line, right? And that's all I own from them. And I own the girl X, what is it? X13 or whatever her name is, X23, X32, whatever her name is, Wolverine's kid. So I bought that from them as well. But it's crazy because their Devil May Cry figures are beautiful, but I feel like everything else they make is such crap. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about it, but it's like I just got my Griffin, I got my Shadow, and they look amazing. I have every single figure from what do you call it? Devil May Cry, all amazing. Head sculpts are amazing. Animated looking. The outfits, it looks like obviously not real leather, but it feels like that. That really nice fancy pleather. The everything about them, this line for whatever reason is great, but they're everything else, Lord of the Rings, everything else, I feel like, I don't know, it's not appealing. I like those zombies though. Those zombies that they just made. I would get shut down in the chat on some channels when I would mention. Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do. No, and that's why exactly what happens to you. What happened to you? That's why I ended up starting my own group. That's why I started my own group, because it's like anytime you said something that didn't go with the narrative at the moment, or whatever the narrative was in that group, it was like they attack. It was like you got swarmed for saying something that went against what these people were thinking. So it drove me to just make my own group, do my own thing, and that's what happened. It was specifically speaking, the what is it called? The Republic, 1-6 Republic, I believe. That was the very first group I believe I was in, because I think that was the biggest Hot Toys group at the moment, which I believe it still is. I don't. I've been blocked for years, so I don't know. And I it's not that serious for me to make a fake account and go in the group. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care for that group because they're all losers in there. But that's what happened to me in that group. Something was going on. I had said something. I was attacked. Then I was put on like mute or something, and I messaged one of the admins. They were like, "Oh, blah blah," and it was, I'm like, you know what? Keep your group. Keep your freaking group. It's useless. So groups like that, it's like, what's the point? Carlos. Oh my god. Oh man. Rumor has it Iron Man is coming back. Yes, I heard they may do a soft reboot of after Secret Wars. So hopefully we'll see what happens, and we get some new. Because one thing we haven't gotten enough of, I feel like, is Iron Man. I could always use one more in my collection, so I think that is always going to be a good thing. Unbelievable, but I hope we get new suits. If we do get new Iron Man, I hope we get new suits. You know what I mean? I feel like the moment that they decide to make it new, bring it back, something's going to get updated. It has to get updated, right? And that means what? More figures. And I can't wait. One question before I leave, guys. Do you guys think that we're getting the Marvel figures? Yes or no? Just tell me in the chat real quick. Yes or no? Are we getting them finally, or are we not? Please let me know in the chat. We didn't get Miss Marvel, her origin suit. I think the new one in the movie is different. So do you guys think we're getting it? Please let us know. Please let me know. The narrative around here, speak your speak your piece. I know exactly what you're talking about when you first started your channel. Explain why you did it. You were the first say the narrative. Yeah, yo, it's crazy. It was the most frustrating thing. It's like, yo, it's like you can't say anything because you get blocked, you get removed. Like, that's when I knew. I was like, yo, again, another reason why I just stayed behind the scenes and I just said, you know what? Let me just mind my own business because this is crazy here. And that's why I just collected in the background, and I would see what would go on, but I was never like so involved in it. And that's why I tell you, and guys would see, the guys that I did meet from back then, they would tell me, you should post your stuff, you be a king in the community. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Because it was never about that. I never wanted attention. I'm not a person that, needs attention or requires attention. So it was never about like, let me show these people my stuff. Never. It's for me. It's not for anybody else. The people who do enjoy looking at collections and looking at stuff without being haters, that's why I post. But there's a lot of hating in the groups, in the community, which is why I always, as you guys, I stopped posting in all the groups that I used to post in. You'll see, and another reason why I did was because if you would notice a crap picture of literally nothing, a random figure that's, whatever. There'll be like 30 likes in this picture. I would post a sick picture with, I know that it looks sick. Not one like. What does that say? Goodbye. So that's why I said, you know what? Let me get the hell out of here. If nobody appreciates it in the group, Why am I wasting my time giving the group content? It's ridiculous. So that's why I picked up, did my own stuff. It took years for me to build a group and still growing right now. Um, it's the group right now is the most active it's ever been. Thanks to you guys, whoever's in the group, 1/6 Evolution, if you guys haven't joined, on Facebook. And so it's just crazy how these groups are so like that. So that's why I was like, you know what? I'm going to make my group. I'm going to make my group different. Whoever's in the group, you guys know that the group is just, post whatever you want. There's no disrespect, nobody attacking each other. Nobody starting drama, nobody starting problems. I'm not, you can make sales posts. I'm not sitting there, telling you, oh, you need to do a timestamp. I'm not here to control you. If in 2023, you are not smart enough to vet your own sellers, who am I to tell them, hey, by the way, I got to take care of these kids in this group? What the hell are you talking about? Obviously, if it's in your face that the person's a scammer, they get removed immediately because you see the signs there as well. For example, Bobby, he's I had to make him an admin in the group. Somebody posted that a Princess Leia and a Han for like $220 each. Clearly, that's not real. So he removed them immediately. You know what I mean? So, but why have somebody, oh, you need to do this. You need to, no, just be smarter. Why does anybody need to take care of you? Are you not mature, old enough to take care of yourself? Why does there need to be somebody making sure that there's no scammers to scam you? That's your job. If you're the one losing the money, why does somebody else have to worry about your money? So that's why my group is the way it is, because I don't need it to be, a controlling group. It's like, oh, you got to watch what you say or else you get banned. Like, why? Say whatever the hell you want. Obviously, if you're cursing and stuff, Facebook's going to take care of that. If you're, abusing, Facebook's going to take care of it. So why control it? I don't understand. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Armor Wars. Ooh, Armor Wars will be good. That would be a bunch of figures in there. You don't think so? Oh, man. I feel like we definitely need Ms. Marvel 100%. Just because. Obviously, if I don't get Captain Marvel, we got 2. We don't need a 3. Rambo, maybe because of the suit, right? A white suit. That'll be cool with the other Captain Marvel. But Ms. Marvel, I think, at least her origin costume, I think we need, He said, hell no. No. Maybe only Captain Marvel. Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought maybe, they have her face already, so maybe, but it sucks. We will get them, but nobody will buy. Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. Exactly. That's another problem. Nobody's gonna buy those things, so they probably know that. They're probably aware of that. I could guarantee you, the movie's probably not gonna do that great. So that's why I was asking you guys, because I had a feeling already. I feel like if anything, see, they can't even make one, right? I feel like if they make one, it throws off everything because you got 3 stars in the movie, right? 3 women starring the movie, so it'd be kind of a slap in the face for the other 2 who don't get made. You know what I mean? So it's going to get tricky, and that's why I was asking. So we'll see. Also, some YouTubers only acknowledge you only if you super chat. Some even skip. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. That's a slap in the face. Can you imagine? Can you imagine you paying me and then I'm like, psych? That sucks. See, I could never. I could never. If you guys send me 100,000 super chats, I promise I'll put it on the screen, okay? Babo! This guy. This guy said Babo! All right, guys. I'm out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for being active. Thank you guys for hanging out. What's upcoming for me? My next skins video is coming up soon, guys. So stay tuned for that. Make one and the other two not me. Where's Drax and Mantis? Well, no, they made Drax. What do you mean? They made Drax. They made Drax for the new movie. They made Mantis from the new movie. What do you mean? I don't get it. Explain, HC Collector. Which I don't understand. Where's Drax and Mantis? Drax is being made. Obviously, they didn't remake him. They made him for Guardians 1. Now they're making him for Guardians 3 with the suit, right? They didn't show the body. And then Mantis is coming also from that special, that Christmas special thing, Guardians of the Galaxy special. So they made him. Maybe not, at the same time, which sucks, but they made him. That is already off to a very slow start ticket sales. Yeah, exactly. No, I don't think it's going to do well. The problem is this, with the Disney stuff pushing like all the women stuff, I think that's what's turning people off. And that's why it's not doing well. All this Disney, agenda that they're pushing constantly. So, it's their money. I can't say anything. So, it is what it is. Chris, thank you for being here, my friend. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, obviously they're not released yet, but they're coming. We just gotta wait for them. Good night. Look, this guy. Real talk, my friend. Thank you for being here. A long time. Hope you're doing well, my friend. The Thor, have a good night, my friend. Thank you for being here tonight. Peyton, you too, my friend. Thank you guys for being here. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.